And welcome back to more Quest of Beings 2. We're just gonna resume off level 9. When the whole first part was just the first floor. Alright. So just kind of move straight ahead. And yeah, you got a few more Patras. You're gonna be fighting a lot of Patras in this place. You could skip this room, but I advise taking out all the Patras, because you do get another key in this room. Alright, so, now that we've collected all our keys, might as well just clean out this room for whatever reason. Alright, second floor. Probably should have just started here, actually. Anyway, because if you actually save and quit, you start on the highest floor you got to, or the current floor you're on. So here you'll be using your keys up, and you should have 5 keys. Get through this place. Yeah, it looks intimidating at first, but you know, you could probably just deflect most of the stuff. Either that or just use gold arrows, actually. Okay, this one. If you've played the original Quest of Beings, you'll know this type of puzzle. You can't deflect anything into the green blocks, because I think it puts other blocks that will, you can't push the blocks into the ends right here. So if you have to, take hits, that's fine, as long as you're not deflecting into the blocks. Okay, not much in this room. So take out all the fire troubles. And probably another recharge room for you, in case you are running a little short on life. Pick up some refills. Before you go up, you actually want to head to the right. You want to head onto this kind of side path. Because there's some goodies to pick up on this side. Skip all those bat robes. And just spam arrows, honestly, because you don't need money anymore, essentially. No good way through this room. Yeah, you're just gonna tank your way through all that. And this room is another Patra 2. So, nothing new. Just approach it the same way. Again, and take advantage of your slash so that you can attack it from an angle. You don't want to attack this thing straight up. Because if you can kind of run circles around this thing, you know, it's gonna miss you a lot. And yes, you get the Master Sword. This is a worthwhile prize for this little detour. And now you can take out these Fire Troubles in one hit. Time clock there. To clear out most of the room. Okay, now we can head on the main path. And a bunch of BS Patras, which are, you know, Master Sword is kind of a joke because you can now take out the pieces in one hit now. Just start tanking through everything. There's a lot of Patras to deal with. I mean, look how fast you can get through these rings. You know, I'm not even gonna get that fairy. I have plenty of hearts. Oh, another one. Another one of these guys, and there's more than 4 heads on this thing. Great. Master Sword at least evens the odds a little bit. You know what, I might just get that fairy now. Okay, not much in this room, just super dark nuts. Yeah, it's very easy to take these guys out now. Get some free refills. Okay, so that's the second floor. Alright, third floor, and luckily it's not that large. Now your sword beams actually do, I guess, white sword strength. I guess that's a little better. Okay, this floor, it basically is groups of enemies. You can tell by what enemy is kind of displayed. Like, for example, this room has a bunch of Pole Voice, because, you know, that's what all these tiles show. So at least you can get an idea of what you'll be up against. Pick up the fairly simple key from that room. Yep, lots of whiz robes. Well, might as well just deflect stuff. Got a mirror shield. And this room, just a bunch of Tektites. I don't know why they have this in here. Something simple for once. It gets worse. It probably does. Alright, so bomb your way up. And this room, just a bunch of Stalfos. And yes, including the very basic ones that don't shoot any swords at you. I think. I think there are some in this room. Okay, now this room can be a bit of a pain because it's a bunch of mirror robes, and unfortunately the door is closed behind you. Otherwise I could just hide in the doorway to kind of shelter myself. So you're gonna kind of have to tough your way through this room. If you can, try to avoid triggering the little, these little wishbone-shaped things, because that's gonna cause you a lot more trouble than it's worth. You may not be able to avoid it, but if you can, it makes things a little bit easier. Now getting through this room fairly well. Yeah, it's just a matter of being patient with this because, again, you know, you can only use your mirror shield for this room. This room is just a bunch of Death Octoroks. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to handle. In this case, the easiest way is just to spam from the doorway. Since they hone in on you pretty well, you can kind of use that against them. Pretty much snipe away. You know, if you can, you make the room easier for yourself. Alright, so, you can actually go down. You know, you can kind of check your map to, you know, get an idea which way you can go. Oh, another Patra 2. Master Sword makes this a little bit easier. Easier to cripple the rings. Pick up the compass, which doesn't look very useful right now. It only shows where the end point is. And this room is a bunch of regular Patras. Fun. Luckily, not that big a deal. Because you can cripple the ring in, you know, one hit, like the pieces in a single hit now. Alright. This room, all sorts of dark nuts. I guess you could use this for some refills if you need it. Now, if you actually look carefully in this room, you know, all these dark nuts, this one looks a little odd. This one looks different than the others. And more bat robes. Well, if you can get rid of some of these bat robes, it kind of helps. Lower the bat population in this room. Really cramped room. Alright, so pick up this key that I technically didn't need to get because I had a spare key. But we're we're just gonna get all these keys to be complete. And then now you can head on to the right. Alright, find another magic jar. And, you know, you can use your lens to actually highlight the safe spots. So that, you know where you're gonna be stepping towards. Now, one of these is actually safe, so you want to hookshot to the one that's safe. I mean, you might be able to run across with your boots, but remember, your boots don't last that long. Yeah, there's a little bit of a Toho for you right here. Okay, that's 3F, and yeah, 4F unfortunately is another rather large floor. I'm gonna try to get as much stuff as I can. Yeah, 4F is another fairly large floor to go through, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. I'm probably gonna have to split this into its own part. You know, I'm just gonna do that because if you save and continue, you'll start right here. So, we'll take a little break and we'll... the next part will be just doing 4F, which will probably be its own part. Alright, see you guys in a bit.